Good afternoon, this is MetLoop meteorologist Nancy Koslick here with an update on today's forecast. We're tracking some showers, thunderstorms, snow, and even some wintry mix out there this afternoon, all in association with a frontal boundary that's making its way through the eastern half of the country. We're also seeing some of those very cold temperatures spilling in behind this front. Notice the 20s and 30s back behind the boundary, and we're still seeing the 50s, 60s, and 70s down to the southeast of it right now. So we've got a pretty good temperature difference here, and sometimes we can get some of those thunderstorms popped up when we have these kinds of conditions going on. So we do have the possibility of some thunderstorms this afternoon along that front, and of course the majority of us not going to see a whole lot, but we do have a little swath extending from about Arkansas all the way up into the northeastern portions of the country where we could see a little bit of that development. Now, we're not looking for anything in the way of widespread severe weather, but we will, of course, be keeping an eye on it for the rest of this afternoon and tonight. We're also watching more in the way of that rainfall and snow for the west coast, and this is thanks to another system that's making its way through. Now, the good news is we're starting to dry things out a little bit into the Pacific Northwest, and heading into the next couple of days, we'll slowly start to see a little break in the rainfall for California as well, but it'll be fairly short-lived because we're going to start seeing the systems come back into play, but we will at least have a couple of days where we're not seeing that active rain and snow towards the end of this week. Elsewhere, we're going just to continue watching this frontal boundary push its way off to the east over the next day or so, of course allowing all of that very cold air to continue dropping down into the United States. And of course that means we're going to continue to see those very chilly overnight lows for the next couple of nights. Speaking of cold air, here's a look at exactly what's going to be happening with those very chilly overnight lows tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Notice we're seeing that very cold blast of air extending down into along the Great Lakes region, and of course even as far south as down into Oklahoma and the panhandle of Texas. We'll see the 20s and 30s out there, and here is that very sharp temperature difference that we were talking about a little bit earlier, exactly where that warm air is going to be colliding with that very cold air as it continues to work its way south. Looking ahead at the future radar for the rest of this afternoon and the overnight hours tonight, we'll see plenty in the way of activity along that frontal boundary, which will eventually start to fizzle out into the overnight hours, but keep in mind that any of the rain showers that we start experiencing down here along where that very cold air starts to spill in, we do have the possibility of seeing some icy conditions. So heading out tomorrow morning, keep that in mind that the roadways may be a little on the slick side, especially for places like Oklahoma, up through the northern portions of Arkansas and Missouri. We're looking for that to be a possibility. Now, a ton of accumulation is not likely, but it does not take much to make things very slick out there, so be sure to take your time on those roadways tomorrow morning. Otherwise, we're going to continue watching the rainfall as it makes its way through the Southern California region, and into tomorrow we'll continue watching this low track off to the east. And everyone else is going to stay fairly quiet with just a few showers here and there, and overall very chilly conditions for the next couple of days. As always, you can receive more of your weather information on our Facebook page as well as Twitter and metloop.com. Thank you for watching this afternoon. Stay safe and have a great day.